So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. Remember, we are live on Synergy Network, Monday to Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. with a rerun the next day from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. So Trinidad and Tobago, make sure you're viewing the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago. So remember that, viewers. Just a little update for you. The Ministry of Education has confirmed that the students who sat the SEA exam will get their results on Thursday. The ministry said the results will become available from 11 p.m. on July 2nd through its SEA online portal, marking a key milestone for thousands of pupils preparing for transition into secondary schools. So viewers, a total of 17,509 students wrote the exam on March 26, 2026, comprising 8,854 boys and 8,655 girls. The ministry advised that result will be available exclusively through the online platform and confirmed that school will not distribute hard copies of SEA results, as printed results are not required for the secondary school registration process. Parents and guidance seeking to access results will need information containing on the student's SEA admission slips. Required details including the student's date of birth, student number, and administration number. So Trinidad and Tobago, that is what the parents will need in order to access the portal from the ministry site to see what school your child has passed for. So viewers, remember that? That is what you will need. So we are going straight into our current affairs segment, Trinidad and Tobago. High Court judge has allowed attorney for businessman Dominic Hadid and his wife Genevieve to inspect police station diary as they challenge the legality of the couple's detention. They were held as part of a police probe into conspiracy to assassinate government officials. During a habeas corpus hearing earlier today, Justice Frank Sipasad granted the request. After the defense argues the arrest began as a routine criminal investigation but were later shifted under the emergency powers regulation. Senior counsel Douglas Mendoza said the couple was initially detained using ordinary police powers with no indication of emergency legislation. They argued they were only placed under preventative detention order, a PDO, after a habeas corpus application was filed, raising concerns about the process. The state maintained detention order were issued before the PDO. Justice Sipasad said the court has a supervisory role to ensure proper process were followed. The matter resumes tomorrow at 10 a.m. So Trinidad and Tobago, this is a story that is rocking international. Not just in our country, not just in the Caribbean, but internationally. They say it's a 1%er. That's what they say. Now I'll tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. Any business in this country of Trinidad and Tobago could become a 1% league. Now, a 1% does not have to be a Syrian or a Lebanese. A Syrian could be you or me. Not a Syrian, a 1%. multiple business, successful, and you can become a 1%er. And I will leave that right there. Right there, I will leave that. It have nothing to do with race. It have nothing to do with religion. It have nothing to do with what political party you belong to. You become a 1%er, having multiple local and foreign successful business. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, we're going to argue, we're going to leave that right here. We're going to leave that for the courts to decide. One thing I want to do is that I want to commend Justice Frank Sipasad. I really want to take the time to commend him tonight for seeking clarification and letting the attorneys seek clarification on documents that were filed from the police side, the attorneys side, the court processing side. So I really want to shout him out tonight and give him a little big up. Because, I'll tell you something. Passing judgment is a serious thing. It's a very, very serious thing. And holding up the proper process in the court takes a lot. You have to be able to make the proper decision. You have to be able to stand on your 2 feet with boldness. Not because an individual come before you and has money. You have to be able to read what is in front of you and understand what is in front of you and what is presented to you from each side. So tonight, I want to really big him up tonight concerning this whole process. Because we in the media have privilege to documents. And reading some of those documents, I was like, wow. Departments need to clarify documents. They really needed to clarify documents. So Mr. Sipasad needed to understand what was taking place on either side before passing a judgment. And I'll tell you something. When you pass a judgment, you have to live with it. You have to live with it. Whether it's right or it's wrong, once it passed, you have to live with it, unless it is appealed. But I really want to commend him tonight with those documents that, let me tell you something, documents that I have read, I was like, wow. You really need clarification. So tonight, I want to take this minute to say congratulations to Justice Frank Sipasad on taking his time and processing this matter. That's all I want to say, and I will put a full stop on that right there. I will put a full stop. Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead, you're live.
So as much as we want to commend Justice Sipasad on seeking clarity on this case, why Justice Sipasad not seeking clarity on the rest of the African and Indian boys that they holding under the DOA order?
Well, I will tell you something. It's only when a matter is before him. It's only when a matter is before him and documents presented before him, then he will come out and make statements. Then, other than that, once the police presents straightforward documents, the attorney for the state presents proper document. Once both sides it is even, you will get judgment. But I really want to thank him tonight. I want to congratulate him. Because a lot of them would have bypass. Take what I'm telling earlier. I read that document 3 times. 3 times. I am an educated individual speaking 6 different languages. And I read a document 3 times in order to understand it. That is why I'm taking this few minutes tonight to congratulate Frank Sipasad on making the decision he made. Trinidad and Tobago, trust what I'm telling earlier. Trust what I'm telling earlier. It's not about favoritism here, you know. It's about following a process. The correct way. The correct way. So kudos to him tonight. In other news, Trinidad and Tobago, in other news, Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander is defending the use of Preventative Detention Order, PDOs, insisting that they are not politically motivated, but based on intelligence and rigorous legal reviewing process. He also sought to assure that the public that no government minister can order a PDO against any individual. Listen to what Roger Alexander had to say.
It's a political thing. It's not a political thing. I don't know why people think it. And I am somewhat embarrassed by that.
Alexander explained that each PDO is initiated through intelligence gathering by security agencies and undergoes several levels of independent legal review before reaching the minister for his signature. Listen to this.
An investigation that takes place by different agencies, intelligence agencies, and from there, the information is gathered. And there's a series of things, you know. It goes to, the intelligence comes to the legal officers at the TTPS. The legal officers now will send it to an outside legal agency. That legal agency will now send it to a legal source from the Homeland Security. And then it comes to my desk. I look at it with the information that is on it, and I place my signature and hand it back to the police.
He further urged citizens to uphold the rule or the rules of the law, saying, respect for authorities begins at home and plays a critical role in maintaining public order and reducing crime. Alexander, one more time.
Respect the rule of law. If you do it, if you started it at home as a parent, you will see your sons and daughters growing up respecting that. But when you as a citizen, or you as a society, or you as a country starts to pull away from that type of respect for authority, then what do you expect to happen in the streets?
He noted that he leaves the member of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to perform their duties, highlighting the series of crime in Tobago. He noted that every murder and shooting remains a concern for the Ministry of Homeland Security. Listen to this.
That's why we are pushing certain initiatives. We are waiting. You see, everybody was talking about crime plan. You remember all those asking about crime plan? But I'm not.
That's the next question.
Yeah, I am not one of them who likes to come out and tell you it have roadblock on Friday and everybody stays home. A crime plan begins at home. A crime plan begins in your constituency.
So Trinidad and Tobago, we're going to leave the police to do their work. We're going to leave the courts to make their judgment. We're going to leave the lawyers to fight their cases. And we will see the outcome of this. Because this is a matter I can't just jump into and give it a free publicity trial. There are things that the police may know that we may not know. So I don't have much to say. I just report in the do's and the don'ts as it breaks in Trinidad and Tobago, and that's it. Viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, I want to tell you what Real Talk Financing and what Real Talk Group of Companies, our next mission in a couple of months from now, what we will be doing, and the growth our company has taken. Stay locked on. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concerns. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
True growth shouldn't make you wait. This month, Real Talk Financing is changing the timeline. Get up to 7% interest on a fixed deposit paid to you upfront. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Real results sooner. Call our Central or South branches today.
Welcome back.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Real Talk Group of Company is one of the company I created about 7 or 8 years back. Come back to me, director. Let me just tell the people a little something. Let the house show in the background for the meantime. So, Trinidad and Tobago, Real Talk Group of Company is a company that I have created about 8 or 9 years now. We have grown over the years into wrecking, into financing, into buying and selling vehicles, into equipment rental. Equipment rental we opened about 2 years back. And we have grown tremendously over the years. Now, in the next couple of months, Real Talk Group of Company, we're gonna, well, before I go there, you all know I went to China recently in the month of April, almost 30 days in China. I met with a lot of different business people, different companies, and I was successful in all my missions. So in the next couple of months from now, Real Talk Group of Company will be importing expandable 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom container house, as they say, right? Now, my head company, Real Talk Group, is going to be building and bringing in these expandable container house from China. From China. So we had great success. We had weeks of negotiating with the owner of manufacturing company in China. Weeks of doing that back and forth, prices, size, and we have reached an agreement. Thankful for that. So Real Talk Group of Company will be in the next couple of months importing these expandable container houses. Let me tell you something. It's good. It's perfect. The structure is nice. It's durable. It's livable for families, 20, 30, 40 years. So Real Talk Group is going to be bringing in these expandable container homes. And to top it off now, Trinidad and Tobago, to make it easier for citizens for financing, Real Talk Financing Company right, is going to be financing these houses. So my head company, Real Talk Group, is going to be bringing it in, manufacturing it and bringing it in, and Real Talk Financing, another one of my company, we are going to be financing these homes. It will be very affordable. There are one or two details that I still need to work out, but in the next couple of months, viewers, this is a project that we are going to be taking on. The Real Talk Group of Company, the Real Talk Finance Company, this is the direction we are going. So soon we are going to be financing homes for citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. We are making it easier for the middle class and the lower class, as they would say, to own a home, because presently when you go to commercial banks, you need a lot of things. You need a lot of documents. I've been there in my early stage of life, teenager, trying to get a loan, and it was tough. It was tough. So in the coming months, viewers, Real Talk Group of Company going to be manufacturing these houses in China, and they're going to be bringing it in Trinidad and Tobago. And Real Talk Financing will be financing this project. Look at it. They're going to be financing this project. So we are going to make it easier for you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, to own a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom house that's going to last you at least 30, 40 years or more. Now, it all depends on how you treat your house. That is how your house will look pretty. I want to tell you that. So viewers, that is a major project, an initiative that we at the Real Talk Group of Company will be taking on in a couple months from now. And it's for the benefit of you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. So financing is something you don't have to worry about. You're coming straight to us. Straight to us you're coming. We're bringing it in and we're helping you finance the house. So Real Talk Financing is going Trinidad and Tobago. Oh, that is one good news. Second best news after God is that Friday I will be in Panama. I will leave Thursday or Friday. I will be in Panama to sign off on agreements that will cause Real Talk Financing to be established in Panama. So that's our next big step for the Real Talk Group, I should say. Let me tell you something. Hard labor. When you toil in the vineyard, God has blessed you. I started off after school, Trinidad and Tobago, working in a warehouse of a supermarket. That supermarket had many stores in Trinidad and Tobago. And I even worked taxi in my days, making a hustle after school, to try and make it. And God has blessed me tremendously. Tremendously. I am the president of Real Talk Credit Union, a credit union that is recognized worldwide. I am also recognized worldwide for being in the financial industry for about 31 years now. I have 2 financial companies running. God has blessed me tremendously. I am a successful spiritual consultant in Trinidad and Tobago and even out of Trinidad and Tobago. Last week I was in New York for 3 days. Let me tell you something. God has been blessing me tremendously. Tremendously. And I really want to thank God for it. Hard labor, you give your charity, you get up 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, you pray to God sincerely, and He will make a way for you. He did it for me, He could do it for you. I started off with nothing, and He could do the same for you. So you see this project? This is a massive project that we are taking on initiative in. So Trinidad and Tobago, that's why I want to tell you, when you hear we say we're giving you 6%, 5%, 7%, and people wondering, oh, is it secure? Is it safe? All they go crash at it. Hey, look at the growth we're going into. Look at the growth that the Real Talk group is going into. Manufacturing our houses in Panama, bringing it in, shipping it to Trinidad and Tobago, financing it for you. Let me tell you something. That is what you call growth. That is what you call growth. It's not a today for tomorrow business. This will be extended out to my grandchildren. So when you want to talk about growth and talk about successful business, this is one. This is one. So when here I say make an investment, you're making an investment, 7%, Real Talk Financing is a solid company. Commercial banks are giving you that. And I could stand right here and tell it bold and brave without having to think twice or to retract a statement. No other financial institution ain't giving you that. We have established something in Trinidad and Tobago that no other commercial banks are doing. None. So if I tell you invest your money in a growing company, trust me, it worth something. It worth something. And for those of you who want to make investment with our company, I am bringing out something new from next week Monday concerning these houses. Something new I've been working on. It's a plan that was in the making for almost 4 or 5 months now. And I will be presenting it to you. So Trinidad and Tobago, some of them will be praying, oh God, Saieed go cry, Saieed go fall. Saieed is a smart man. Oh, trust me, I am a brilliant, educated individual, speaking 6 different languages, traveling a lot of countries, meeting a lot of businessmen. My company is growing, it is expanding. The viewers of Real Talk will understand where I started from, where I am today. So you would know the company is not just a side road company. Real Talk Credit Union, Real Talk Finance and Investment, Real Talk Real Estate, Real Talk Wrecking, Real Talk Executive Rental, Real Talk Security and Intelligence, Real Talk Construction, Trinidad and Guyana, Real Talk Equipment Rental, Trinidad and Guyana. So Trinidad and Tobago, all those who have been saying, oh, Saieed go fail, and the credit union go make it, and this and that, we financing house for you just now. We financing house for you just now. So how you call that Trinidad and Tobago? Is that not growth? Is that not growth? Call a good night.
Good night, Mr. Saieed. It can't get better than this, man. You're really a blessed soul. And service to humanity, service to mankind is service to God. And you definitely is a very spiritual person, richly blessed from the Supreme Divine Being. And I wish you many, many, many successes. Many of your viewers always wish you success and shower praises on you for what you are doing. Who knows, I may purchase one of these houses. You start bringing it in. I might be your first customer to purchase one of these houses, man.
Not just one, buy a few, man.
For me, looking so attractive, looking at it, it looks so attractive. So I could imagine, man. You're a jolly fella and a God bless fella in this country. I wish we had about 10 people as you, and many people in the world wish they had one person as you in their country to succeed so well and to see the country develop and move forward. So I know you're going Guyana with this project, because in Guyana they're building houses like that, So I wish you all the best, man. God bless, man.
Thank you, my friend.
Anyway, with this Harry issue, we discussed it over the weekend. And this country is riddled with bubble corruption, thieving on the handy. We must not forget on the campaign trail, disgraceful Kamala said, the 1%, she's going to deal with the 1%. She can't touch the 1%.
She did say that, yes.
This economy is strong and going just like how you're going to be the second 1% in this country. Which are you going to see? So they have this country going. They don't need Forex. They are the third largest generator of Forex for this country. They can't touch them. And Hawaii, Larry Hawaii, the central bank governor, said there are no forex cartel in this country. So I don't know the rubbish they are talking about. But what is going to happen, every government come into power, and this government, all they're doing is pulling their pocket. And for lawyers' fees and state brief, it will end up to over $1 billion just for this case. And another person they arrested in Westmoreland, to another high-level person. It's going to end up in billions of dollars. And if you look and see who are the lawyers getting brief already, big brief, that you have to pay millions of dollars. Look and see. So it will continue. And you know what will happen? These people, the Harris and them, will sue the state and get over $25 million or more. So all who colluded will eat a food and enrich themselves. And to Alexander, he intelligent. And intelligent Alexander, you can't catch one goat thief in this country. Farmers, you can't catch one watermelon thief in this country, one cattle thief. Home invasion, look, Saturday, catch the people who come in that now, 75 years old lady, tie her, rob her, and kill her. It had another one, catch them now, only catch one, and then we go praise you and say, well, you're doing a good job. So don't fool us with this, you and this bunch of hooligans, political hooligans. Don't try to come here and fool us with it. We know better. Mr. Said, God will richly bless you. You keep up this work you are doing, and we will see your success, man. I am over happy for your success. Thank you. God bless you and the staff.
Thank you, my friend. So Trinidad and Tobago, there's a little youth man. He's 5 years old. I have this picture, but I don't want to show him up. He is graduating from his nursery school, and he is going into a primary school. And tonight, the parents give me the okay to mention his name. His name is Levi Charles. I want to give him a little shout out tonight because he always sits and look at Real Talk. So tonight, I want to give him, Levi Charles, a special good night to you, my friend. And I hope you behave yourself when you go to primary school. So, Trinidad and Tobago, we are going for a short commercial break. Stay locked on. We have news for you when we return.
We'll be right back.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concerns. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
True growth shouldn't make you wait. This month, Real Talk Financing is changing the timeline. Get up to 7% interest on a fixed deposit paid to you upfront. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Real results sooner. Call our Central or South branches today.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, several days has passed since the June 24th deadly double earthquake hit Venezuela, and tens of thousands are still believed to be missing. On Sunday, the Pope expressed solidarity with those affected by the deadly earthquake. That is Pope Leo. He also expressed gratitude and encouragement to those working selflessly in the search and rescue effort. Meanwhile, interim President Delcy Rodriguez said the country has received support from 24 countries around the world, which have sent a total of 521 tons of supplies, 86 specialized K9 team, and more than 2,741 search and rescue and technical support staff members. And the leader of Venezuela National Assembly, interim President George Rodriguez, confirmed that over 430 aftershock have rolled through the region since Wednesday, prompting people to sleep outside in fear that buildings would fall. So trying to figure that was a disaster that took place there. Also, Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander has expressed solidarity with the people of Venezuela following two devastating earthquakes that have so far left more than 900 people dead and thousands more injured or missing. Listen to this, viewers.
First of all, on behalf of the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, we send our prayers to the people of Venezuela at this time. And what is strange enough, at the beginning of me sitting on the chair, but again, I always ask God for, not for lighter burdens, but for broader shoulders to carry them.
So viewers, Alexander said he is preparing to jump into action based on whether or whatever request for assistance is received. Roger.
Speak. There's a meeting taking place with the Foreign Affairs Ministry. So then after that, we'll be able to know what direction we take it. The most important thing is sometimes a country is what they request that you can offer. That's important. So we wait to see what is the request, if any at all, and then we will move forward from there.
So viewers, he also assumed the role as chairmanship of the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency Council and noted that his work is very important for the region. Roger.
When the situation existed in Jamaica, we were there communicating, we were coordinating and all of this. So it's about providing resources, it's about providing manpower and different expertise, and so this is very important. And now, right next door, you see what happened next door. We can't wait until something happens, then to start to get to prepare, start preparing ourselves. We'll fail.
So viewers, the minister also noted that this was the first time in its 35-year history that a meeting of the Council of Ministers was being held in Trinidad and Tobago. So viewers, we want to congratulate Roger Alexander on becoming the chairman or the chairmanship of the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency. So we want to congratulate him on that. So while all the good things is taking place, the tip of Trinidad, Cedros, experienced noticeable coastline changes following the earthquake that affected Venezuela last Wednesday. The impact was most visible along Cedros Beach and in the Gulf area. Now, where shoreline videos shown unusual disruption, including marine life washed ashore. The incident has raised public concerns about whether seismic activity in the region may be altering the coastline landscape. However, geoscientists and exploration managers at Touchstone Exploration explained that while marine life may have been temporarily affected by a sudden seabed uplift, the changes are not expected to have any lasting impact on Cedros Beach or surrounding communities.
What would have really happened here was that the coastline itself would have shifted a bit southward, just about 100 feet. It's not a huge impact, right, to the sea itself. Literally just piece of the shoreline and piece of what would have been the seabed in that area was scooped out and lifted out of the water. And essentially all of the dead marine life that we see there now, they were caught off guard, literally. This event was such an instantaneous uplift that they were literally caught in the...
So Trinidad and Tobago, that was Xavier Monan. He is the geoscientist and the exploration manager at Touchstone Exploration. It's a sad thing, you know. Imagine Venezuela had a double earthquake. And after that earthquake, a rippling effect along the Cedros shoreline, this occurred in Trinidad and Tobago. What you are actually seeing on screen is what actually took place in the Cedros area at the beaches. But nevertheless, viewers, we hope and pray that that is the end of that. So we're going back to Roger Alexander, Trinidad and Tobago. Now, Roger Alexander has stated that the United Kingdom report claiming there are more than 180 active gangs in Trinidad and Tobago is inaccurate. On June 5th, 2026, the United Kingdom published a report indicating that more than 180 gangs operated throughout Trinidad and Tobago. In response to the report, Alexander said the government has a different information. Listen to him.
But what I can tell you is this: the figures are very different to what we have presently.
Different lower or different higher? Different lower or different higher?
No, well, apparently they said it was higher, but we didn't see that.
Alexander noted, though, that he hadn't had an opportunity to fully analyze the report, he still had something to say concerning it. Listen to this.
He probably got the intelligence from whatever source. We have our intelligence here. Now we live here, so we understand what is happening here. So whatever information they have at this time, it's not enough time for me to really dissect it. I read it. It's not enough for me to dissect it, for me to do an autopsy on it.
So viewers, he indicated that he has been speaking with some of the local gang members, telling them that the time has come for them to wake up. Imagine that, eh? Imagine that, Trinidad and Tobago. Listen to Alexander.
But that change must come from you. And you must show me, as the Homeland Security Minister, that you are serious about the change. And you're fed up with the killings and the murder, the shooting and all of that. And if you show me that for a considerable period of time, then I can approach my leaders and say, listen, these young men have made that change. And everybody, listen, everybody in jail has a second chance. And you see we are trying to display that now, even with probation laws and all of that.
The UK report was prepared in relation to the Trinidad and Tobago nationals seeking asylum in the United Kingdom. Now, viewers, remember when individuals who were on charges were running away from Trinidad and going to the United Kingdom and seeking asylum? When the government of the United Kingdom realized what was taking place, they started to implement visas. Visas. Under the PNM administration. So you would know exactly what was taking place. So back then, what was the Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs doing? He wasn't doing anything. He wasn't doing anything. Because of the fact that Faris came out. Oh, I remember. The Foreign Affairs Minister on the PNM said he didn't know anything. There was no way They wasn't aware. But keep in mind, Faris Al-Rao, we knew what was taking place. Because he was the Attorney General for Trinidad and Tobago under the Payden administration. And he knew what was taking place. But the Foreign Affairs Minister didn't know anything about it. It's sad, you know. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, we will leave that right there. Let me see what the UNC ministers have to say in the coming days. So, switching gears a bit. Minister of Rural Development and Local Government, Khadija Amin, has assured that Port of Spain City Corporation employees are being assured that they will be paid on time. This, as she dismissed claims that monthly salaries for civil servants would be delayed due to insufficient funds. Citing a memo, the corporation CEO reportedly sent to the union, which is representing monthly paid workers, Minister Amin said, there is no justification for withholding or threatening to withhold the salaries of public servants. Listen to this.
There's absolutely no basis for any corporation to threaten workers or to not pay workers. I don't know on what assumption the CEO of Port of Spain Corporation went to make this memo, send this memo to the union. There was absolutely no consultation with the Ministry of Local Government, the Permanent Secretary, or myself.
So Trinidad and Tobago, Amin added that the Ministry of Finance on June 25th confirmed that the funds were available for the payment of public officers' salary and other expenditures following the mid-year budget review. Listen to this.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago has released the monies for all public servants to be paid, and they ought to be paid on time. Port of Spain City Corporation is either misinformed or misinforming workers. I am in communication with the president of the PSA that represents these workers, and I will not tolerate any workers being victimized by Port of Spain under petty politics to be paid late. They have gotten the money, they have received the money to pay the public servants, and they must pay the workers on time.
So Trinidad and Tobago, according to the corporation, there's a memo that has been sent to the union that there is no money for pay. Khadija Amin is informing them that funds have been available because the Ministry of Finance has confirmed on the 25th that funds were available. Now, viewers, the only way we are going to confirm this, I'm not going to pick sides. You see, come Friday, this week, that is the only way we would know which side is telling the truth. I am not going to jump in a bandwagon that of spreading rumors. I am not going to. We have listened to Khadija Amin, the Minister of Rural Development. Also, we have listened to the corporation individual who is saying that their money will not be available. But you see, come Friday this week, that is when we are going to know who is speaking the truth. Who is speaking the truth? But keep in mind, from now to Friday, the Ministry of Finance says, on the 25th, that funds were available. Right? Khadija Amin said, David Jonathan, who said the money is available. Now, Friday is the date that we'll be looking at. I'll keep you informed. In other news, Minister of Education, Dr. Michael Dowlett, has revealed plans to strengthen the STEM education in Trinidad and Tobago. He was speaking to students at the First Tech Challenges inaugural National Robotics Tournament. Listen to this.
Tournament is like a catalyst for STEM education in Trinidad and Tobago. Our country's progress is shaped not just by the board of directors and us ministers making decisions, but it is shaped in the classrooms, and I want to recognize the teachers and the coaches. It's shaped in the laboratories and the workshops.
So Trinidad and Tobago, the competition team, Decode, challenged the student to design, build, and program robots while developing critical STEM skills, teamwork, and problem-solving ability. Dr. Dowlett noted that the tournament was about much more than robotics. It was preparing students for the country's future. Listen to this, viewers.
There's a subject in secondary school called technology education. Let's do a deep dive and include the robotics and AI and all the other technologies into that subject. So for incoming students, for those of you who are progressing, we want to make the curriculum more exciting. We want you to want to come to school and to learn.
So viewers, the minister said, robotics competition helps students build resilience and apply classroom knowledge to real-world challenges. So Trinidad and Tobago, tonight we want to congratulate those young minds that is building from nothing to something and putting life into it. Now, the minister also said tertiary education and skills training. The professor, Prakash Prasad, encouraged students to see science and mathematics as tools for innovation, reminding them that Trinidad and Tobago can compete on the world stage.
Technology changes. In fact, coding now, you go to ChatGPT and it does the coding for you. You don't need to do coding again. Now, I'm not downplaying coding. I'm saying that technology does it for you. Just like your calculator does your calculations for you, now AI does your coding for you. But what it can't do for you is to think, analyze, and bring about new applications. So again, let me congratulate you.
So Trinidad and Tobago, I just want to read something from the Express newspaper. I just want to read something for you all. I got it this evening. Here it says, Trinidad and Tobago labor market strengthened at the end of 2025, with the unemployment rate falling from 4.3%. It fallen to 4.3% from 5.5% a year earlier. Trinidad and Tobago in the year 2025, the unemployment rate was 5.5%. At earlier this year, in 2026, the unemployment rate fell to 4.3%. Now Trinidad and Tobago, even as the central bank warned that economic growth appears to have slowed in early 2026. So viewers, there was a change in the economy. 5.5% unemployment rate. It fell to 4.3%. So which means there's a slow growth in Trinidad and Tobago. It's growing, but very slow. What we need in this country is growth. We need the government to come out with plans. We need companies, all companies, to get their act together. Get their act together. That is what we need. We need the Minister of Energy and Energy Industries to encourage companies to come in the agriculture sector, in the oil and gas sector, in the manufacturing sector, in the government and public and private sectors. This is the only way Trinidad and Tobago will grow, viewers. The only way. Agriculture sector in Trinidad and Tobago needs to grow. Presently on the market, there's a shortage. What story is that? There's a shortage of chicken. Imagine that, eh? So hear this. Hear the story, viewers. The Tobago House of Assembly Deputy Chief Secretary, Dr. Faith Brednor, I hope that's his correct name, says Tobagoanians have nothing to fear over discussions of a possible hiring freeze with the THA. Comments following statement made by Chief Secretary Fali Augustine during debate on the THA's fiscal 2026-2027 budget, where he indicated it may be time to consider a hiring freeze due to the Assembly's growing employment bill. Now, Dr. Faith explained that salaries accounts for the largest share of recurrent expenditure, leaving limited resource for other development projects. Listen to this.
If you look at what has been happening over the last couple of years, the amount of money we spend on recurrent expenditure has been increasing and increasing and increasing and increasing, which means we don't have as much money for the development that needs to happen.
Now, viewers, the Chief Secretary revealed that the THAs has hired more than 3,100 people since January 2022 and continue to fill vacant posts. The Assembly is also responsible for more than 60% of the employment in Tobago. Listen to this, viewers.
So we don't have any timelines just yet for when or if and when that will happen, but we are assured that if and when it happens, it is done in the most humane way. And as a matter of fact, what we really, really like is for people to say we don't want no government work again because the private sector is a better place.
So Trinidad and Tobago, we want to wish Tobago all the best in the development and the employment. We have about just a minute or 2 minutes before we close off our program tonight, viewers. But Trinidad and Tobago, like I said, in the coming months, Strawberry House in the background. And like I said, in the coming months, RealTalk Group of companies will be manufacturing and shipping the expandable container homes to Trinidad and Tobago. So individuals who cannot afford to get a loan from a commercial bank, RealTalk Financing, another company under the RealTalk group of companies, will be able to provide financing for these houses and them. So Trinidad and Tobago, the RealTalk group of company, RealTalk Financing, we are growing, we are expanding into Panama. Very soon I'll be there on Thursday or Friday to sign off some document. So RealTalk Financing will be established in Panama. Panama is a country that deals with US currency. That's their second dollar. RealTalk Financing goes where the money is. That is where we are going. A second branch in Panama. So viewers, remember, we have 7% going on in financing, fixed deposit. If you're not getting 7% on other banks, come down to RealTalk Financing. So viewers, we're out of time for tonight. The run of this program is tomorrow from 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. Until then, be safe. This is Saieed saying good night.